Hey everybody, um, I'm back with another video. I haven't been on here in a while, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life growing up. Um, when I was born on December 31st, 1993, I almost didn't make it because I had a lot of brain damage, and it was just terrible for me. And that's what caused me to have cerebral palsy. It's a disability that's caused by brain damage, and the kind that I have is the mild version and the spastic version. Um, but I didn't have a very good life growing up because I had to go through so many leg surgeries and all that other stuff, and a bunch of shunt surgeries too. Especially I had my gallbladder removed. So it was a pretty hard life for me. And plus I grew up with an angry father who was abusive toward me. I hate for the fact that I had to grow up in that kind of environment because I was hoping that right after I was growing up, and I was hoping to have a really good childhood and a good role model in my life, and that never could happen. I tried having a good relationship with my father, and it just didn't seem to work. And it was just terrible for me. I couldn't have a good relationship with my sister's father either. Plus my father was a drug addict, and it was just terrible. I hate what I had to go through over those years. And it was just pretty awful for me. But I had some really rough times in my life. I've had about three leg surgeries, several shunt revisions, and then I had my gallbladder taken out. And those were the worst surgeries I've ever had done. You know, the eye surgery wasn't bad at all. And then last year I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and that wasn't bad either. But the leg surgery and shunt surgery and gallbladder surgery, that was the worst. And the eye surgery I had done was the muscle surgery. I had to get it corrected to where I could see straight out of this eye here. And I can judge distance a whole lot better. And I'm now still taking guitar lessons, trying to get better with that. So I'm hoping that I can. After I graduated from high school back on May 17th of 2014, I came back to Georgia to live here because I've missed living here ever since I lived in Tennessee. And Georgia's a good state to live in. best part of Georgia I've ever been to is Stone Mountain. That's the best part. I love watching the laser light show and riding that old train, and especially riding the cable cars. Those are fun. Um, and I can remember years ago I went to Six Flags in Atlanta, and my grandfather and I went on this roller coaster. It was a wooden one, and it was too rough. I couldn't handle it. And that's one roller coaster I will never get on again. One of my favorite roller coasters that I love, though, is the Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. What that ride is, it's an indoor roller coaster, and it's so dark, and you don't even know when you're going to drop down the hill. You don't even know when you're going to expect that. That was the best part. I've been to the Georgia National Fair a lot of times too. I went there back in October of 2015 to see Charlie Daniels out there. He put on a free show, and he's a good country artist. I like him. He plays the fiddle good, and I've always been a big fan of country music, but the country music I love is the country music from the 1980s and 1990s. That's the best kind of country. Today's country ain't worth listening to no more. All they talk about is drinking, sex, drugs, cheating, and all that other stuff. I mean, seriously, who wants to hear all that? Come on. Give me a break. I like to do a lot of fishing too, and see, that's what these kids are missing. They'd rather sit on the bed and do this with their thumbs all the time, playing video games. I mean, you can play video games every once in a while, but socialize a little bit, will you? It's crazy. But anyway, when I was little, I was about 4 years old, and I was walking around the yard barefooted, and I stepped in a big old fire ant hill and got bit all over my legs and feet. And that didn't feel good at all. But I found out a way that you can get rid of fire ants for good. And the way you do that is get a mixture of oil and gas, and pour it all over the anthill, and then set it on fire. And then after 5 minutes, all there is left is just dirt, and you don't have any more ant beds. First thing you gotta do though is disturb the ants with a stick, and then get the mixture and stuff. And they say don't use water with a garden hose, fire ant killer, insect killer. None of that. Only use gas with fire. And you'll never ever see another fire ant hill again. That's the best thing about it. Because there's a guy on YouTube that showed how to do that. And he kept digging through the ant bed with a stick, trying to disturb them and get rid of them. He says, "Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, delivery man. I got your drink that you ordered." Did you guys order a bunch of drinks for this party you're having in my yard? Man. That guy's hilarious. But anyway. Yep, getting bit by fire ants, it don't feel good at all. It hurts. Matter of fact, a little girl that came down this weekend, she got bit by them, and she's 4 years old and as cute as she can be, but she is hyper. So. Another thing too that I like to do is watch movies, and one of my movies that I have that I love is from the year of 1996, called Sling Blade, with Billy Bob Thornton and Dwight Yoakam and J.T. Walsh, and I even like Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams and Sally Field and Mara Wilson. That's the good stuff right there, buddy. And I like Smokey and the Bandit too. The second Smokey and the Bandit is not as good as the first one. No second sequel to a movie can beat the first one, you know. And it's the truth. But anyway, if you're able to, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos to come. Thank you.